Okay, today we are going to make Scotcheroos. And these are the ingredients that you need for Scotcheroos. So you can get away with cheap peanut butter and cheap corn syrup and of course sugar. And you need butterscotch chips and you'll need normal chocolate chips. The one thing you don't want to get cheap on is the Rice Krispies. I've tried it with the fake Rice Krispies and they're not as good. So these are the ingredients that you will need. Now, dosage is super simple. You need a cup of this, you need a cup of this, you need a cup of this to start with. So you stick all those in a pan. My preferred pan is a nice non-stick pan. So as long as we've got something that's super easy to clean, it comes out real easily. Now you will need a 9x13 that can be either glass or it could be metal. It doesn't matter which. You'll need something that's microwave safe also for the topping. You can stir it directly in the pan if you're good. If you like to spill a lot, then you can put it into another container and then transfer it over. So you'll need a spatula and some measuring stuff, and you'll need some wax paper. And if you've got all this stuff, then you are ready to go. So we're going to take a cup of sugar and a cup of corn syrup and a cup of peanut butter and dump it in the pot, and then we'll come back and get started. 1 cup in the pot.
Do it. Wow, that's a lot of peanut butter. Drop it. You're getting.
That's beautiful. Now scrape it out with the spatula.
That's disgusting. Stop it. You're terrible, sister.
And we're going to put it on the stove for a second and we'll come right back to that. Over here, we are going to take the Rice Krispies and we are going to put 6 cups of Rice Krispies into the white container. So she will do that while we go uncook.
Watch it. Go watch your hand.
And what you want to do here is you just want to put it over medium heat. And you want to stir. You want to continually stir. You don't want to ever stop in this phase. Okay, so when it's about like this, it's just getting nice and runny. And all you do is pour it over the Rice Krispies and stir and stir and stir. Now when you first do it, it's going to seem like there's not nearly enough stuff. And then as you keep going, it'll work out just right. So
you need all of it?
all of it.
Let's not put that to waste.
That looks pretty good.
Okay.
Alright, so now we're going to transfer all this into the glass. I prefer the glass just because it's easier to cut them when it's done in the glass to me. But
It's your turn? Right now? You pouring it into here?
Yeah, it's my turn.
This is your turn?
It's Caitlin's turn.
You need to come to this side if this is your turn.
No, go for it.
Okay.
so yes, it's helpful if the plastic container is really slippery too, so that this stuff slips right out.
Yep. It is helpful.
Yep.
And now you
You're
smush
right.
it. You smush it around, make sure it goes into the corners real nicely. Alright, so at this point
so you made
it's
this
super lumpy.
Yes.
And this is where the wax paper comes in.
Alright.
So,
Okay.
here, I'll pass the camera duties over. And what you want to do is grab some wax paper and
I'm smart.
and I use the wax paper and I just smush it, and that way I can push down nice and hard
That's smart too.
on it and it won't stick. Alright, so that's beautiful. So
That
you
does
want
look
it nice and smooth like that.
I'd smash it down more.
Yes. Messy. Alright, so we want 1 cup of chocolate chips. And so that would be 2 half cups. Tricky math there, right? And then the butterscotch chips, you just want half cup of.
Why not? Those are better.
Cup is what it is. So half a cup of butterscotch. Now, one of these, I think it's the butterscotch chips, do not microwave real well. So you want to mix these together real nicely, and that way the heat from the chocolate will melt the butterscotch. So once they are mixed up, then you stick them in the microwave.
Oh, Leah! I almost tripped Oreo.
And I typically go for a minute, and then you check, or if you want them. Okay. So what you want to do is I take a big spoon and you start smashing. So after a minute, that's usually about right. And this is what you want. You want them to look, they look like they're still solid, but once you start smashing them, you realize that it's not. So just use the bottom of the spoon and smash it against the side of the container. And again, the chocolate.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
The chocolate is meltier than the butterscotch is, but the butterscotch melts from the heat of the chocolate. Do you have any chocolate fanatics? This is a fun bowl to lit too.
I know. Me? Oh, sorry, Leah. Cheeseburgers, Leah. Keep stepping on you.
Now you just want to give this a real smooth. Now you just kind of shove it toward the corners. Make sure you're getting them. But really, you just use the bottom part of the spoon, and it smooths out real nicely. Notice how this is going better when I'm doing it? Some of those other steps were a little awkward. I've done this a few thousand times. So you just want it nice and uniform, kind of like that. Now the chocolate takes forever to harden again unless you stick it in the freezer. So at this point, I just pop it in the freezer and let it sit there for an hour or two, or you can leave it overnight if you want. And then the next day, it's just chop them into squares and they're good to serve.